What's up, guys? How's the vibe today?
Actually pretty good.
No coffees? No coffees?
Are you a coffee guy?
I am a coffee guy. I'm gonna start
Than Boris. Yeah.
more than Boris,
More
and
than
Boris
Boris.
is a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna expect coffees now when I come to do this. Triple flat whites.
I was going to say, what's your coffee order?
Triple flat white.
Okay.
And it has to have, the art has to be on point.
Have you found a coffee place yet?
Yeah, I have. There's been a few. Blue Copper, that's probably a go-to. Public Kitchen, really good. Yeah, there's actually surprisingly a few Aussie spots around here, which is cool. Little taste of home.
On media day, I asked Jordan what it was like to be in the building with you, and he was like, I completely am like fanboying out. And he was like, don't tell him I said that, but like growing up in San Antonio and like watching the Spurs and watching you, like he was like, it's absolutely surreal to be in the building with you. Does that still surprise you sometimes that NBA players like fan out over you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't know if I would expect that reaction. He's someone who very quickly got to know really well here, and obviously been here for a long time. Connected, very well both on and off the court, and basically my message is I'm here to help you. I'm here to help this group, so whatever I can. But knowing his background, knowing where he grew up, obviously in that San Antonio community and being over there throughout that time, and I guess it is surprising. But at the same time, it's exciting for me to play with someone who, understands the game really well and, has a bit of that freedom of play style to be able to play free, move the ball, understand the game, make the right reads. So at the same time, it's exciting for me to play with someone like that. It reminds me of going back to San Antonio and that similar style of play, and yeah, maybe he's got that in him as well.
Wednesday night, another opening night for you. Does it feel the same every year? Like, do you still get these jitters, this kind of like good adrenaline, or what does it feel like?
Everyone's different. So when you say, is it the same, I mean, you definitely still have that opening night excitement, high energy vibes. But this one for sure felt different. And I think coming here and really getting to do my research about Utah and connecting with the community and understanding the fan base a little bit, obviously understanding this organization. I think for me it was trying to find the meaning of being a jazz player in Utah. And I think for opening night, it brought levels of deeper meaning to this opening night. So it definitely felt different than the others, but again that same sort of excitement, high energy, good vibes, and I've said it before, but that's when I feel like I'm at my best and able to give to my team in multiple different areas when I feel like that.
On Monday we saw you, Lowry, and Taylor kind of working on that elbow mismatch footwork drill that Will was kind of having you do. What was it like kind of defending those guys in those mismatch situations, and then kind of what's your approach to helping out those guys get better at basketball, just kind of by being almost another assistant coach?
Yeah, again, understanding my value here and what I can bring to this team and my teammates comes in many different ways, and that was another example of being able to defend, number one, Lowry, who's probably going to get a ton of different looks, and one of those looks is mismatches, and how he can get comfortable with shorter guys playing up and under him. So we talk about that all the time, and when the time's right to be able to go through that, it all comes into footwork. And obviously Will, this is his realm of understanding footwork, but also for me, being a shorter guard, footwork is what I have to be the most efficient at to be able to get my shot off, because I just don't have the length or the size. So footwork is also my world. So to try and help him out as much as I can with that same footwork, I mean, I think he forgets he's 9 feet tall sometimes, and he can shoot over anyone in the league. So it's great. But again, any thing that I can give my 2 cents in to help these guys, I'm here for that. It was fun.
So many games with Will as an assistant. How different was it to see him as a head coach in a regular season game and be a player for him?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's so much of him that doesn't change no matter what the role is, and I think that's very unique as a head coach, and very cool at the same time. It's one of his biggest strengths, as we always talk about, his relatability with younger, his players, especially younger guys, him being able to reach them at another level. And I think it gives the opportunity then, when he needs to coach hard and get to the point, that the guys understand where it's coming from, and that's really cool to see. But there are some differences, but for the most part, it's just Will, and it's really cool to see him really take the steering wheel of the ship and direct it in a direction that everyone's, very clear on where we're trying to get to and how we're trying to build this foundation. And I think that's what I'm probably, the most, I don't know, proud. Is proud the right word? Of seeing how he's gone about this way. And for me, being a part of it is really special too.
The Jazz locker room was redesigned this year, and I know you don't know last year's, but what, at all the places you've been, what makes a good locker room from your point of view?
From the setup standpoint?
Yeah.
It's funny you said that, because I walked in there and didn't blink an eye. I just thought that this was the locker room. I was like, okay. Then it kept getting changed, and everyone said that it only got finished earlier that day or whatever. But I think it's a really underrated aspect to team chemistry. Because if you understand how team works, a lot of the work's done off the court before you even step between the lines. And that is a really underrated aspect of team camaraderie, is how a locker room is set up. If it's too big, guys don't feel anything, right? They just feel whatever's happening. But if there's separation between each locker and one guy's on the other side of the room to the other, then you don't talk, and then it's comfortable, and there's little aspects like that. So it's definitely a tighter feeling locker room, which makes it easier to speak to someone across the room, especially before the game or at halftime. But and also the way that it's set up, like a half moon or half kind of rectangle deal is important too. I don't know. I'm interested in all that kind of stuff and team dynamics and how it affects it and everything. And the other thing is the details of lighting and the mountains and some wordings up there that helps you unconsciously think about some things. Yeah.
Have you been watching the starting five, or did you watch it?
No, I haven't.
Was it strange having that around the team? Because you were there, right, in Miami? Is that right?
Yes. I didn't see any of it.
It didn't, it wasn't like you noticed that there was a camera crew around?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Maybe I got there after they had filmed it, but I definitely didn't see it.
You didn't see him too much in the locker room. He was there
Yeah,
for
right.
and stuff like that, but
All afterwards.
I mean, you were on the bench in some of the scenes and stuff.
Oh, really?
You were definitely
Oh, I made starting five?
He's like, I made it.
Oh,
Yeah.
little cameo?
Yeah,
Love
a
that.
little cameo.
Okay, now I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.